Oseo.
Oseo.
That's a Cherokee greeting. Wave the great feather for the good of it. Today I am celebrating, honoring, and remembering the Maidu bear dance, the Boyam. It was last weekend in Northern California in the National Forest of Mount Lassen, sort of near Susanville. Usually the second weekend in June is the right time. I like to coincide my talks with that, but I couldn't do it last weekend, so we're doing it this weekend. I've been attending there at the bear dance for, I don't know, it could be 40 or 50 years. It used to be in a different location, but now it's in a good location, like that. And if you go right up to my painting here, this is my painting of the bear man of the bear dance, like that. And he's pictured here wearing the bearskin robe of a bear, and over him you see this long curved branch. This is the yokai, the bear dance flag, as you call it. It means the rattlesnake. There is a young, strong man who is carrying this pole. It's very big and heavy, with painted raffia on the end, and it's known as the rattlesnake. And in ancient myth, snake man and bear man go together like the Lone Ranger and Tonto, like that. So keep your eye on that. The bear dance. Here is our wheel of dreams. It carries our voices and makes them turn on the morrow of bone, centered in life, round and rounding about our first world. This strong wheel, we shape our songs upon this wheel, and spin the native names of earth and sky, wind, water. Mother bear and cousin coyote, the paws and claws of our roundhouse council, the talking circle. So that's how we're going to start with this. Everybody is gathered there in this place, and it is rather the original instance of the Creation Lodge. In the Creation Lodge, our animal selves are all there. Everybody here on our earth, has their animal in the Creation Lodge. Only Coyote, comes out of the Creation Lodge and walks around out here in people's world for people to remember who you are back in the Creation Lodge here. So that's how we have going there. All the people gather there in when the dance is actually going to happen into concentric circles, is what I would call it. The inner circle would be the youngest people, and then a little bit older, until the older people are in the outer circle. And they're up to the side are the priests, I call them, who are singing the song. And we'll do that later. And as they sing, the bear man comes and circulates among these circles. When these circles are dancing, we're holding hands and dancing and kind of going opposite ways for each circle, like that. While the bear man and the man carrying the rattlesnake weave in and out among the dancing people, and every now and then the bear man will bend down and paw the ground with his claws at the foot of somebody, usually a young woman, and then escorts them into the inner circle. So, and it goes like that for a while until eventually, by some cue, the bear man begins to lead off the circle. So the circles begin to unwind like a coil unwinding, and he winds up all the time. The singers are singing while everybody is still maintaining as much as you can your dance steps, and winds up through the trees. This is all up in the forested mountains, until eventually the bear man leads us down to a running stream, which is necessary there. And we have all had long switches of wormwood, they call it, or Artemisa, it's also called. And we've stroked the bear. If he came by us, we would stroke the bear's fur. Eventually we've ended up at the stream, and we will dip the switch into the water and wipe ourselves off and give it a little prayer and let the water carry it away. So that's the gist of the bear dance. Now it's very, 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 very ancient. There's no telling how long that the Maidu have been doing this, long time, but certainly the bear herself is very, very long. And you can look up here at this painting I have up here. I've titled this one The Ancient She-Bear. So this ancient she-bear, I think, is very much in the depth of our psyche, if I use a modern language, very much in us humans, in us all. So that's my painting there, the ancient she-bear, like that. And go back down over here to this wonderfully carved mask, perhaps carved in Indonesia. Coincidentally, Indonesians seem to actually have a relation with Native America. And I would call this Rhea. In the ancient Mediterranean, the ancient pre-patriarchal woman's culture, Rhea and Artemis are two very ancient bear women who had their what are called ceremonies and things to go with that. You go over alongside of it over here. I've replicated this ancient mask from a picture in Maria Gambudis, the gods and goddesses of ancient Europe. And this, I think, is about 7,000 years old. It was probably made out of rawhide. And these here are actually the flaps for tying around the person's head. They're not the ears. So that would show here how ancient our culture of the bear really is here. And I have this bear down here. You can look down here. Coincidentally, it was a coincidence, Jack and I were driving up on Mount Laguna a while back, and a bear crossed the road in front of us. Subsequently, somewhere in the store, I found this bear, and he looked like the bear we saw. It was like that, Then you go over here to this bear. What I have here is to stand for these Artemisia twigs that we carry. They're actually very long. Somebody has collected them and put a pile of them in the plaza, and everybody manages to pick up one, and people will in any way adorn themselves with the aromatic leaves. But also the very young women, like maidens, will make wreaths like that. And that's very reminiscent of the very ancient women's culture in the Mediterranean, where also the young women, the Bruins of Artemis especially, were featured as, young bears, I guess I could say that. So that's what I'm featuring there. And let's see, this will be a good time to read this piece. You can come over here and look at me on this one. This is a print of a painted shield that a woman did a series of different months and the different animals for the different months, and this is a print from that. Bear, bear that I am, at the cliff, coming through the mountain, I hold my head up greatly, bear, bear that I am. They say that I have green mountains. They say I went into the river, bear, bear that I am. When the sun rises, I travel about. My mind shakes as I go about. Bear, bear that I am. You came to me. You came walking. Hey! You came walking to me, calling me mother as to no other. To me, my child, who is a chief's child, came walking, calling me mother, mother of noble family. Bear, bear that I am, calling me mother as to no other. Bear, bear, bear that I am. So the ancient bear certainly is still with us in our childhood. If you've had a teddy bear, when I go into the thrift stores, there are shelves and shelves of teddy bears who have been loved and embraced and outgrown, perhaps, like that. And as we're going along with this, the ancient bear, if you go all the way over there to Claudia's painting, so I can do this here, like this. This is Claudia's painting. It's very unique, really beautiful. And she refers to it, as the night revelation. As in her sleep, in her dream, the she-bear has come to her. And she's licking her face. And as she's licking her face, Claudia is being revealed as to her bear self. Like that. In Cherokee, our word for this is Atsuba. It means, star-souled thing. But what it means is a pre-ancestry animal lineage. Like Claudia's ancestor, let's say her grandmother in Ireland from County Clark, that would be her ancestress. But here it's been revealed to her that her pre-ancestress is the bear, and giving her the knowledge of a healer. So this is the healer of healing to Claudia, who is henceforth medicine woman. Wonderful, wonderful, like that. If I go right down here below it, you can see this. This is my drawing of my daughter May, and where we are at the Taos Pueblo in New Mexico. We were driving my old yellow Chevy pickup truck with a camper shell, and we drove right in there into the Taos Pueblo. And right away, this stout young man walked right up to me and said, "Coyote gave us back our Blue Lake." Just like that, like I was the first to hear of it. I knew what he was talking about because I had previously read Frank Walter's book of The Man Who Killed the Deer, where he has talked quite a bit, there in the story, about the Blue Lake and about the people of the Pueblo asking again and again for the government to return their sacred Blue Lake to them. And so now, Coyote returned it to them. Subsequently, the three of us managed to find a camping place. The Blue Lake is up in the mountains above the Pueblo, and there's a stream running from it down to the Pueblo. So we found a place about mid-spot to very simply camp. There wasn't anybody else around, and built a little fire where Claudia fired some of her clay pottery there. And in this particular evening, my daughter here, that's who she is, was able to receive and realize her name as Walking Bear Woman. And that's my drawing of her with her blanket wrapped around her. Subsequently, when we came out of those mountains, we found a place and found a Zuni ring for her. She selected it. That is the bear's paw. And if you come back to me, right here, this piece that I'm wearing here, this would look like her ring. This is a Zuni ring of a bear paw. So the bear's paw is very, very important, like that. So you can go over here to this piece here that I've made, you see two bear paws. What I'm representing here is in the Navajo, it's called the shock rite. The Shode Gleka means the shock rite of the mountain chantway here. I can say what we're calling nature, the real nature, the Yaquis call it the Huyania, there's no humans in it, like that. This nature is like sort of shrouded by a luminous mantle. This is the wilderness world. And on occasion, the bear is the most powerful supernatural animal. And when a person has an encounter with this bear through some perforation in that luminous mantle, it's a shock. That's a shock. And so a special rite, as it's called, is given for that person. And hoops are ubiquitous in the Navajo culture of healing. It's also pretty frequent throughout Native America. I just saw a wonderful hoop dancer the other night. So hoops are very, very important in Native America. So I have these portrayed, in a hoop. This rite is also for a person who has had any supernatural experience that seems too powerful for him or for her would qualify to have this. And what we have here, these bear paws or bear tracks are painted on the ground with sand, colored sand, that the patient is going to stand in these bear paws. I suppose if you're fortunate enough to be out in the forest and come across bear paws, a person would pick up some dust and throw it over them. So while we're there on paws, and you come right down here to this shield, I've replicated this shield of the bear's paw from the Plains people here, very, very accurately. And this is the piece that goes with it that I'm going to read here. In Cherokee is Iona Awai, meaning the bear's paw. He comes from the north. He comes to fight. He comes from the north. See him there. I throw dust on me. It changes me. I am a bear when I go to meet him. Send word, Bear Father. Send word, Bear Father. I am having a hard time. Send word, Bear Father. I am having a hard time. Bear Father, paint the earth on me. A nation I will make over. A two-legged nation I will make holy. Bear Father, paint the earth on me. My paw is holy. Herbs are everywhere. My paw. Herbs are everywhere. My paw is holy. Everything is holy. My paw. Everything is holy. Oh. So, gives you a good idea about that. And if we go right down here below this, this is a very, very ancient bear fetish. I'm using the word fetish because somehow I don't know any other word to use for these images. The modern people have used this word. And this one is from Winnemucca, now Dry Lake. They're in Nevada. It is a place that has a huge site of, it's got to be the biggest in this country, of petroglyphs. They're very, very deeply carved. They're very large. It is the, I call it, Temple of Lamia. Now, over there in North Africa, you've heard the name Libya. Libya is a Greek rendering of the name Lamia. Lamia is the ancient goddess of the ancient lake that has since dried up. That lake was called the Lake of Purity, Tritani. like that. And so there, at this place there in Nevada is where this comes from. Directly across from it, on the other side of the lake, 60 feet high, there is a cave. And in that cave was found, the mummified remains of a woman by the archaeologists. I've been there with Vivian, and that the cave has mostly been painted, with earth red. Out in front of it, there's a long, low-lighting rock with painted in red symbols on it. And reportedly, from the archaeologists, many baskets were found in there, funerary offerings, and this woman, gauged to be 6,000 years back there, is given the name Lily. Lily stems from a very ancient Eastern Mediterranean, the name does, before the invasion of the Indo-Europeans and patriarchy. So, very rightly, it seems that this site and everything there would be around 6,000 years old. So, this is from there. And I'm going to go right over here alongside of it. This is also carved out of hardwood from Zuni. It's a very fine bear carving here. Now, the Zuni, that's the Americans call them the Zuni, are kind of well known for carving bears, bear fetishes of different materials. Now, why is that? Because these people, the Zuni, are really Berbers. Their actual name for themselves is the Shui, which is an Egyptian name, properly spelled, for the travelers, and that is recorded also. They are called the Berbers. In Arabic, Barbara, they are the sons of the bear. And the bear that they are the sons of is Ursa Major, the constellation of the bear. And that has been their westward destiny, you would call it, from North Africa. I would say, just as I mentioned, the famed Spanish character Coronado, so many things around San Diego named for Coronado, attacked the pueblo of these people because he knew that they were Berbers and he thought they had gold. And you could read in his journal, he definitely knew who they were. Like here alongside of it, this is a bearhead pipe, and I have it resting on this woven twine basket by Vivian, because she did this piece in an old technique, very old technique of weaving, so we call it twine, like that. And over there I have a white bear, and the white bear, you have white bear, you have white buffalo. By the way, a white buffalo was just born last week somewhere, so that's very significant. You have white wolf. Over in India, you have a white elephant. So the white, animal definitely denotes something, royal or noble. When I say that, the books by Carlos Castaneda, all of the teachings of his Yaqui teacher, as he refers to him, the Yaqui's name is Don Juan Matus. Matus is the Yaqui name for royal bear. So that's how we have that there. The weather is very dry here today. And then here we have my drawing. This is actually Claudia in her bear appearance, appearing as a bear. And what she's holding here is the constellation of Ursa Major, the bear constellation that's radiating out here. One other thing I have to show is way over here, that bear shield on rawhide. Last year we came from the bear dance up there by Susanville, and we stopped to see a woman in Gray Eagle, and hearing we were coming from the bear dance, she had this shield for me. It's not signed, but it's probably Lakota, because they do have societies in the Lakota where shields are a part of that society, especially for women. So that seems to be practically commemorating the last time we were at the bear dance here. Now the only thing that we were going to have after this, I think I got everything covered, right? Is we're going to sing a medley of the bear songs, a short medley, so it won't be too long. And Claudia is going to read her poem that she had actually composed from that last bear dance that we were at up in Mount Lassens National Park. So, and then we will follow that with bear dance songs. I'll stand aside from.
Welcome to the Maidu Spring Bear Dance Renewal. We circle like human gears of the sun in opposite directions on bear dance ground. Chant, Wado, wado, wano, willow, willow, wano. Stomp, each palm grasping a palm, with wormwood leaves tucked in our ears, nostrils. Being of all nations, emerge out of the pine forest at the foot of Mount Lassen. Bring their hearts, their babies, to renew themselves, their earth animal spirits, and feathered relations. We eat a communal meal, chew pine needle blossoms, learn to split pine branches, interweave delicate rings of relation. After years of COVID deaths, teens from opiates, severe firestorm losses of loved ones, homes, hillsides, a future, murdered children, all this suffering, we dance here with the bear man who weaves in and out of our rows as he asks for guidance from World Maker. We spiral around and down to the stream bed in a light rain, stroke his bearskin fur with wormwood, brush ourselves with branches, toss them into the water, watch them float downstream, disappear. Thank you.
Aho. Yeah. Here, stay to get your rattle. Yeah. Okay, so we're set to do just a short medley of these songs. In the actual bear dance, the songs go on pretty long because people are dancing. They're dancing, you know, around like that. This people for this ceremony don't have other instruments. You know, Claudia has an accompaniment for rhythm here with the rattle here. Sometimes somebody might be tapping a stick, but that's about it. So it's all vocal songs. Hey ya, whippy up, hey ya, hey ya. 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 Hey ya, ooh wee ya, loo way lay. 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 Endu gaiye, endu gaiye, endu gaiye, endu gaiye. Now, this whole ceremony, the bear dance, is for the spring renewal, like it's beginning of the new year up there in the Maidu Mountains, like that. So the snow is melting and it's making little rivulets, those rivulets coming down, and as they come down, they're joining into a larger stream like that. And in this larger stream, there's these little fishies, that are swimming along in that, and along with them, there is one little fishy that kind of seems to stand out of side and turns sideways, and so that's what the song is saying here. Hey, lolly, yamanana, Whitney too, Whitney too, Whitney too, Whitney too. Hey, lolly, yamanana, Whitney too, Whitney too, Whitney too, Whitney too. Oh, lolly, yamanana, Whitney too, Whitney too, Whitney too, Whitney too. Okay. Now, this last one is when all the animals, they're all coming out. And so that's what we'll hear in the song. Oh, white no toe, 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 white no toe, oh, white no toe, oh. So that's the bear dance, and then here we are renewing our relation with everybody and the ancient bear. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Coyote. Thank you, Bear.